Hello, good evening, Karen. How are you? Is everything okay?
Hi, teacher. Yes, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Great. That's great to know, Karen. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Let's start today's class. All right, we're going to continue working. Today we finish with this new unit. We're in unit 2. So today we finish that unit. And also I'm not sure if I did it, but I'm going to assign the quiz, right? I think that I did it, but I'm going to
You
verify.
did. You did
Right?
it.
I did it already. Good. So let me just verify that everything is over here. And let's remember that we have until Monday to finish Unit 2. And also we have until the same day, Monday, 11:59 p.m. to take the second quiz, right? I don't know if you have any questions about Pearson, if you are doing well with assignments, if you have any problems or comments. Let me know, please, Karen.
Uh, okay. I don't start assignments yet. This weekend I will do everything because this week I I have had a lot of work, a lot. So I can, but I will do it.
Good, great. Thank you for letting me know, Karen. That's also always very important because in case something happens, I know that you were with those details, being busy and so on, so I can help you out. All right, so good. There, what you use there the present perfect, right? Was very good. Only one detail, two details. All right. How do you say one more time? He estado ocupada. Oh, no, sorry, no, before that one. Actually, how do you say no lo he hecho todavía? Because you said I don't do it yet, right?
In this case, I have not,
Correct. Hmm.
I have not done, done, yes, yet.
Exactly. Exactly. It, right? And you need to always one object.
It's, okay, it's,
Good. So it will be I have not, or you can contract, right? And you can say I haven't done it yet. Right? I haven't done it yet. And that's the best option because if you use present simple, I don't do it, right? That's not going to be good. But good, great. So I haven't done it yet because I've been busy these days, or I've been with a lot of work these days, or I've had, as you said, right? I've had a lot of work lately. You can say lately, that means últimamente, right? Or these days. Good. Great. So I'm writing just in case. I think that you know how to write that word. Panorama in the chat, right? Lately. Good. Thanks for letting me know again. Thanks for doing that. I'm just here verifying not what you did or not. I just want to see that it is received. Good. So yes, we have 1 out of 2. That's perfect. And we have those assignments, right? So great. If Pearson is clear, then we don't have anything to do here. I'm closing that one and that one. We're going to practice with the third page here. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do. But also I'm going to show you the document that we need to work on. We worked with simple present as a review, suggestions, to and enough. That was the first part, right? Then we started with the present perfect, indefinite past. We are still practicing that one in the way, for example, you answered today, and that's perfect. Models of advice, remember, right? Should, ought to, or had better. So today we have to go to future. I know that you know future. Future is not hard. But here we're going to learn when we have to use be going to and when we have to use will, but in very specific situations. All right, very, very specific situations. But before going to future, please, as I was telling you, Karen, we're going to practice with the third page so that we keep practicing the pronunciation and we keep practicing the verbs so that we remember easily when we have to use them. I'm going to mark what we're going to read. And up to that part, as always, please, Karen, let's read every conjugation one by one, please.
okay. To stand is stood, to lose, lost, lost, to pay, paid, paid, to meet, met, to included, to continued, to set, set, to learned, or learned, to change, change, to let, to understand, understood, to watch it, to followed, to stop it, to create, create.
Thank you very much. Only a little confusion over here, but I know it's because of the way they sound, because you did a great job over here. Also, this is good, but you're going to see what happened. All right. I know it was a mistake because of what happened with the TCH here. But before that one, this is good. Just try to make that a little bit more like a, like understand. Instead of and, understand, try to say understand. Let's repeat that one, please.
To understand.
Understand, exactly, right? More like between a and a, right? Good. Now, this one, remember, only ed, okay? You only read the ed when it ends in d or t, okay? D or t. So this is not going to be watched, it's going to be watched, right? Let's repeat that one, please. Watched. Good. This one was very good. Followed. But also P. P is not D or T. It means that it only is T. So it's going to be stopped. Let's repeat that one, please.
Stopped.
Exactly. Now, here you have a T. So here is the other rule. So how do you read this one more time? The last one.
No. Create.
But create is with the T. And when the T is strong, you have to read the ED. So how is it going to be? Created, exactly. So here in watch, you don't read the ED. Why? Because you only have ch. In follow, you don't read the ED because you have W. In stop, you don't read the ED because you have the P. So here is watched, followed, stopped, right? The three of them is t, but only the last one is going to be et because you have a T. All right, it only happens when you have T or D before the ED. So here it's okay. You have to say created, right? As you did here, it was good. Included, right? So these two, I'm going to actually delete everything so that it's clear. Only these two from the list, this and this, only those have to be with it. All right, included and created. The rest of them are only going to be t. All right, continued, changed, watched, followed, stopped. All right, I don't know if you have questions about that. Let me know, please.
No.
Okay, good. What about the words? Are all the verbs clear here? Do we know when to use them? Mainly, you don't need to know all the meanings now, right? You know that you have phrasal verbs, right? It depends on the particle. But in general, the basic meaning of the word, is it clear for you?
What's the meaning of stand?
Stand. Stand is to, for example, you know, when they say stand up, it means that you're going to be in that position, right? So to stand is when you are physically in one place. All right, to stand is to be physically in one place. To stand also means that you have a position. All right, if you say I stand this position, it means that you are defending one idea, one thought, or something. Okay, so to stand is to have a position or to be physically there. All right, standing up. That's usually stand. All right, to stand. It depends again on how you conjugate that with other particles, but usually to physically be there or to have one position. What else, Karen?
Set.
Set. Again, this is something that usually means to configure something or to prepare something. All right. I don't know if you heard the counting, right? They say ready, set, go, right? So set is be prepared, be ready. Okay. So to set is to prepare something or to configure something. That's why if you check your cell phone, it says settings, configuraciones, right? Because you can set yourself. Okay, prepare, configure. What else?
Lead.
To lead is to guide, to show the way. All right. So for example, you know what's a leader, right? A leader is a person that leads, right? A leader is the person on the top that is going to tell you, yes, we have to do it. We have to go there, and then we're going to do this and that, right? To lead, to guide, to show the way, to help others to find the way. Okay, from that word again comes the word leader, right? To be a leader. What else?
I think that only these words.
Okay, good. Let's keep going then. We have some more words. Not a lot, actually. From 66, let's read those words, please, Karen. The same logic.
Okay. To speak, spoken. To read, read. To allow, allowed. To add, added. To spend, spent. To grow, to drew, ground. To open, opened, to walk, walked. To win, won. To offer, offered.
Great, thank you very much. Great. So before going to those words, let's remember as walk, this is the only detail, okay, with the ed. Everything else with the ed was good. Walk, it doesn't end in d or t, right? It means that it's not going to be et, walk it, it's going to be walked, right? Let's repeat that one, please. To walk, walked.
To walk, walked.
Okay, walked. Good. So that's the only with the ed. All right, so it's very good. I think it's working good. This one is something, well, a little detail. This word, it was great. But the O, try to make it, instead of only opened, try to say O, opened. Let's repeat that one, please. To open, opened.
To opened.
Good. The idea was good. Only the O was the detail. Great. Now here, this is one exception, and this is something weird. The spelling is the same, but the pronunciation is different. Okay. Only in the base form is read. The two past forms are read. Okay. Read. All right. Let's repeat that one, please.
To read, read.
Exactly. Okay, so that's how you know when it's present or past, the pronunciation. All right, but the writing is the same. Okay, this one, this O, instead of O, it's going to be more like allow, to allow, allowed. Let's repeat that one, please.
To allow, the second one.
Yes, all of them to practice, please.
Okay. To allow, allowed.
Good, thank you. And this one, grow, but this one, remember, what is the past of know? Do you remember the past of know? Conocer, saber?
Yes, but how pronounce new?
New. Here is the same. Well, actually not that the same, but it follows that logic. So grow, grew, ooh. Okay, more like ooh. Let's repeat that one, please. Grew,
Grew.
grew. Exactly. To grow, grew, grown. And if you see, it's the same conjugation as know, right? And know is to know, new, known, right? So they are very similar in that sense. All right, so you can memorize those verbs together. But that's it. That's it, Karen. Again, any questions about these words? Let me know, please.
To allow.
To allow means to permit, to let something happen. Okay, so you can say, I'm not allowed to enter. It means that you cannot enter. Okay, if you are allowed to something, you can do something because you have the permission. All right, if you are allowed to do it. Okay, allow, permit, let. What else?
Offer.
Offer is just like the way it is in Spanish, right? When you offer something, it means that you want to give something, for example, a service or even food or beverage, right? For example, you have to say, hey, why don't you offer some drinks to that group of people, right? And he says, okay, all right, to offer, to try to give something. All right, what else?
Only this.
Okay, good. So that's it. We only have one more page that, again, we're not going to do today. Perhaps we're going to do it on Monday, but we already worked 3 pages, right? It's important that, again, you can practice these pages by yourself to be ready of the conjugations in simple past, in past participle, to use not only the simple past tense, but also the present perfect that we learned. Right, mainly for that reason is that you need to practice at least these verbs, and then little by little, Karen, you're going to be adding those phrasal verbs that I was telling you about, and you're going to have courses and you're going to have models in which you're going to see that, but now it's important to have the base, then we can add the phrasal verb. Now, with that said, let's start actually with our lesson, our today's lesson, that is future. So before learning about future, tell me everything that you know about this tense, please, Karen. What do you know about future, and what do you know about will and be going
to? Will is when we do something in the future that is certain. I think. And I don't remember about be going to. I think that is like a will, but I also think that was something more.
Right? Good. Yes. In both cases, sometimes you feel that you are sure. All right. If you use will and you use be going to, you feel certain, right? Because if you're not certain about what's going to happen, then it's better if you use could or may or might, right? If you're uncertain, it's better if you say could. Yes, I could go to the party, or I may go to the party, or I might go to the party, right? Remember the models, may and might, right? Possibilities or insecurity, as you were saying, but as I was telling you, it's better to say uncertainty, right? Uncertainty. So will and be going to is something that you feel is going to happen, so you're certain. But yes, the situations in which you use both is going to be different. Before learning that, because I know that you know how to write examples with will and be going to, let's try to talk about something. And let's try to talk about the future, all right? I'm going to ask you some questions. Karin, what are you going to do tomorrow night? What are you going to do tomorrow night?
I be going to study.
Okay. All right. Now, if in the question is, what are you? It means that the verb to be is conjugated for you. In the answer, one more time, give me the answer one more time, please. What are you going to do tomorrow night?
Is I know I will.
Could be, but actually, if it's something specific, you have to also use be going to. But remember, be going to is the formula. You have to conjugate the verb to be.
I am going to study.
Correct? Exactly. That's the only thing you have to do. All right, you have to conjugate the be. And it's going to be I am going to study. Okay, so tomorrow night you are going to study. If I ask you this, what will you do? Kind of the same. What will you do next week? What will you do next week? Any day.
I will work.
That is valid. Sorry, good. That is valid. Yes, so two ways for asking, all right, about future. Now, try to do something. I'm going to ask you a question with will or be going to, but you have to give me an answer in which you are not sure, okay? You are uncertain. So perhaps you don't have to use will and you don't have to use be going to. You can use a model, all right? So if I ask you, Karen, what are you going to do in 5 years? What are you going to do in 5 years? How can you answer if you are not sure about it?
I might. I don't know. I might work. Work by my own.
Yes, it is correct. Good. I might work by my own or on my own, right? Good. Great. Again, when you're not sure, we are going to use may or might. Okay, but now let's go. All right, we're going to go to the content, Karen, so that we are sure when we can use each of them. Let's start with this one, please. Let's read future or simple future.
Okay. We will use will to talk about predictions based on opinions, offers, promises, and decisions made at the moment of speaking. Phoebe.
Thank you very much. So good. Only this word, remember, this is the ED, right? Remember, what happens if you don't have the T or the D? What is going to be the pronunciation for the ED?
Based.
Based. Exactly, right? Not based, only based, right? Good. So predictions based on opinions. Okay, that's very important. Predictions based on opinions. Future facts, that's also very important. We're going to try to analyze one by one. Offers, right? We just learned about offers, promises, and decisions made at the moment of speaking. So what is a prediction based on opinions? What example can you give me using will for a prediction, but based on your opinion, not on facts, not on reality, only on your opinion? What do you say?
I don't know.
For example, let's imagine that there are elections. All right, there are elections, and you are supporting one candidate. All right, for presidency. You don't know statistics, you don't know anything, but you believe that one of them is going to win. There you have to use will. All right, for example, Trump. Imagine that you support Donald Trump. All right. So Trump is going to be a candidate for the presidency in next year. And you say, yes, Donald Trump will win because he is the best. Okay, that's a prediction based on opinion. Why? What's your opinion that he's the best? What's your prediction that he will win? All right, I don't know if you have questions, but a prediction based on opinion means that you say something about the future that doesn't have evidence, okay, doesn't have any evidence, but you believe that will happen in that way because of your opinion. Okay, again, it can be because he's the best, because I believe it's going to happen that way. All right, there is no evidence. Okay, that's the first one. Have that in mind because you're going to write examples later on. What about future facts? Right, we're going to see this again, don't worry, Karen, we're going to practice everything, but here is to understand. What about future facts? What is a future fact? What do you believe is a future fact?
It's something that happens in the future that is I don't know if it's okay use the word real.
Yes, you can say that it's real. And also besides being real, that's correct. It's something that it's certain that it's going to happen. Whatever happens, that is going to happen, right? One example, I am now 31 years old. Okay, I'm 31.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in October, all right, October, it's my birthday. I'm going to change that digit, right? So I'll be 32. Okay, that's a future fact. It's not my decision, right? I'm not saying yes because I want. In October, I'm going to be 32, right? It's incorrect. If it's a future fact, I have to use will. Okay, so I'm going to say in October, I will be 32 years old. Okay, that's a future fact. You don't have a decision on that. It's something that happens because life happens like that, because the universe works like that. Okay, a future fact is something that you cannot change. That is not your decision. What about offers? We talked about, right? To offer is to give something, to try to give something in a polite way, right? So here you can give me an example, all right? Because we know what's an offer, but how can you use will to make an offer?
To make you will no.
But remember that for offers, you need to work with questions. Okay, offers are going to be questions.
Will you what can I say? Ganar game?
It depends. What? Ganar what? It depends. There are many words for ganar.
Dinero.
Earn. It's in the chat. All right, earn. E-A-R-N. Earn.
Will you earn money?
Okay, but if it's an offer, you can ask something like, will you want to earn money? Right, because you're offering. Because if you say only will you earn, that's more like a question, right? So you need to make an offer, or actually you ask for help, okay? Like an offer to receive help. So it's good, but you can say, right, will you want some coffee? Right, that's an offer. Will you want some coffee? Or you can also ask for help. Will you help me with this? Will you come here? All right. Will you do this for me? All right. So those are offers or questions for offers. Okay, good. So that's offers. What about promises? This is very simple, right? Tell me any promise. Okay, promise something to me, hey, Karen. What can you promise with will?
Okay. I will get you to the cinema.
Good. What is the verb that you used? Was it get or take?
It's take.
Take, right? Good. One more time, please, with take.
I will take you to the cinema.
Good. And only one detail. Also, please remember that instead of cinema, it's going to be cinema. The cinema.
Cinema.
Cinema. Exactly. Good. That's it. Thank you, Karen. So that's a promise, right? I'll be with you. Yes, we'll go to the party. Okay, it's a promise. So whenever you want to promise something, will. Okay, so we have many things so far. And as you can see, it's complex. It can be complex, so you need to be sure when to use will. Predictions without evidence, future facts, things that happen whether you want it or not, offers when you ask for help or when you offer something, promises, and finally, decisions made at the moment of speaking. It means that it's not a plan, that you decided that at the moment at which you are saying that idea. Okay, and my example here is, Karen, when you're on the street, you run into your friend, right? Run into means to meet unexpectedly, accidentally. All right, so you run into your friend and he tells you about a party. You didn't know about the party, but he tells you, hey, let's go. It's going to be great. We're going to be together. We're going to dance and so on and so forth. And you say, I don't know. And he says more things and you're convinced. All right. And there you don't say, okay, I am going to go. No, you have to say, okay, I will go. Why? Because that's a decision at the moment of speaking. Okay. It's not a plan. You're planning perhaps that now, but it was not a plan when you said that. All right. So we're going to practice that also in writing, not now, because we need to be sure of the writing, but do you have questions about these ideas? Do you understand up to this part when you have to use will? Let me know, please.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, good. So again, I know it's only practicing. So in the next part, it's going to be even clearer. We know how to use will, right? I will go, base verb. I will not go, base verb. Will you go, base verb. The verb is always on the base verb, right? Remember, you don't say S. The S is only for simple present, right? It happens with modals, if you remember. So here we have some examples, and here we have examples with some of those possible usages. So let's read these examples, please, Karen.
Okay, I will go to the party tonight. And decision at the moment of speaking. I think that there will be problems tomorrow. Prediction based on opinion. The doctor says that the effect of the medicine will start tomorrow. Future fact. I will go to your party next year. You will see. Promise.
Good, thank you, Karen. So with these examples, please, let's start with the first writing exercise, actually. Then we're going to make a comparison, but it's important, I think, that now we can start with this practice. We're still in Unit 2. I'm sending the link. So we're going to have some minutes, Karen, but it's important that now you can write one example per category. All right? It means the following. It's in the chat now. So the mains are predictions, all right, future facts, offers, promises, and decisions. Okay, 5. Let's try to write actually 5 examples over here. All right, one for each. One for a prediction, but it has to be clear that it's a prediction. When is it clear that it's a prediction, Karen? Again, if you take a look at this example, I think that there will be problems tomorrow. You're not showing me any evidence, okay? You're not telling me, I saw the news and they said that there's going to be something big tomorrow and it's for sure. Okay, so there you use be going to. But if you don't mention any evidence, you have to use will. Here, for the first one, all right, I'm going to give you some ideas. In the first one, you can try to write a short conversation, okay? It's enough with 2 lines. But I think that it's clear that it's not a plan, that is a decision made at the moment of speaking, right? Like my example with your friend on the street, and you decide that at the moment. Here, just tell me something that will happen, but with no evidence. You can add things like I think or I believe. Okay, it helps a lot. If you say I think, I believe, it's better for this example. Sorry. Then here, future facts. Tell me something that will happen tomorrow that is not your decision. For example, medicine, right? The drugs. If you take pills, that's going to make an effect on you. It's not your decision, right? It's for sure. It's a future fact. But you can talk about the sun, you can talk about the universe, you can talk about your age, whatever future fact you want. Promise, you can promise anything, all right? And one more thing, offers, all right? And for offer a question, all right? So you need to write those 5 examples. It's going to take some time, but it's going to be important so that this is clear. I don't know if you have any questions, Karen, before giving you the time to do it.
No.
No? All right. Let's do it then, please. I'm going to leave this here so that you remember. 1 for predictions, 1 for future facts, 1 for offers, 1 for promises, and 1 for decisions made at the moment of speaking. It's going to be here 5 minutes, but if you finish before, you can let me know.
Okay.
All right, good. All right, so we are on the 5th minute. Let's take a look at what you got. In case you're missing some examples, we're going to work that together. All right. And also, you're going to tell me, you're going to read one by one. Okay. You read the first one and you have to tell me, this is prediction. And you read your example. And after your example, if everything is okay, you're going to explain, all right, very briefly, why it is a prediction based on opinion. Okay, very briefly. It doesn't have to be something complex. Just a short explanation to understand that it is clear. All right, so let's read the first example and tell me what it is and tell me why it is that category.
Okay, I believe that tomorrow it will rain.
What is that one? What is that category, Karen?
Predictions.
It is a prediction. Is it a prediction based on evidence or based on opinion?
Based on opinion.
Good. And why? Okay, very shortly. I understand, and it is correct, and it's clear that it's on opinion. So it's very good. But why? Why do you say that this is prediction based on opinion?
Because I don't see the weather for tomorrow.
Okay.
I also think that.
It's you don't have any evidence, right? As you're saying, you don't see actually the weather. You can watch the forecast, right? La predicción, the forecast. If you watch the forecast and you say, look at the forecast, right? La predicción. Tomorrow it is going to rain. So it's okay to use be going to, right? But if you didn't watch the news, right? If you don't have any evidence, if you don't have any scientific information about that, then it's your opinion, right? And also because you say, I believe, this is the biggest word, right? Because if you say, I believe, it means that it's your opinion, right? So here, I'm going to do something, that one. Why? Because in this case, you can use tomorrow as the subject. Okay, if you use tomorrow as the subject, as it is in this case, you don't need to say it one more time. All right, you can put emphasis and you can say tomorrow, comma, it will rain. But you can simply say tomorrow will rain. All right, like talking about the day, just that one. Good. So it is his prediction. All right, based on opinion. Very good. What about the next one? Read the next one and also please tell me what it is and why.
This year, like others, it will snow in December.
And what is that? What is that category over there?
Future facts.
Okay, very good. And why? Why is this a future fact, Gary?
Because every year, snow in December.
Good. And it's something that happens every time because it's part of nature, right? It's part of the seasons. It's part of reality. So good. I think that it's working good. I don't have any observations there. The next one, please.
Will you want to learn Frances?
Okay, that's going to be French.
French.
French. Good. All right. What is this one? Again, here they're going to tell you to use would because it's better. But what is that one? Let's explain, please, Karen.
It's an offer.
All right. It's an offer, right? Usually it's going to be like, would you like to learn, right? Would you like to learn? But again, for learning here, it's going to be all right. Good. Also, they say here, do you want to learn French? But that's something that you want in general. But if you are offering something, it can be with will or would. All right. What about the next one? What is the next one? Let's read it and let's say what it is, please.
I will go to your birthday next week. Is a promise.
Why is it a promise? I know it can be obvious, but how can you explain that?
because you say to other that you go, in this case, to uh, to this person's party.
Very good. Yes. In a certain way, you're communicating something, saying that it's almost for sure that it's going to happen, right? Only one detail here. Remember, if you only say to your birthday, it's going to sound weird. It's better if you say to your birthday party, right? To your birthday party next week. Good. What about the next one, Karen? Now let's remember that here we have to use. Okay, no, actually you have, right? This is your conversation, I think. Let's read this one, please.
Let's go to the concert. I will not go because I'm tired.
Okay, all right. You can say that one. Instead of that, of course, you're not going to answer directly, right? I will not go. But you can start with something like that. You can say, I don't know. I'm tired. I think I won't go, right? So that's a decision at the moment of speaking. But the decision perhaps has to be after some hesitation or after some other comments, right? So I will not go because I'm tired can also work in that way. So I think I have no observations there. I'm going to complete that one. All right, I will not go because I feel, you can say, right, very tired. Sorry. There you go. So I think it's working. Good. I don't know if you have any questions about these ways to use will, Karen. Let me know, please.
No.
Okay, very good. So as you can see, we can use will in these 5 possible ways. Offer is mainly going to be in specific situations, but it works mainly when it's a very serious proposal or offering. Let's go now to be going to, please, Karen. Let's do the same. Let's read and we are going to analyze those 2 elements.
Okay. Future with be going to. Use be going to talk about predictions based on evidence, something we can see or hear, and plans, decisions before the moment of speaking.
Good. So 2 main ways to use be going to, all right? But you can see it's the opposite in terms of evidence. For be going to, you need evidence, all right? You cannot say only, yeah, I believe it will rain tomorrow. No, you say, hey, I watched the news, I watched the forecast, and it is going to rain tomorrow, right? So you have evidence, you show evidence. And plans, it's something that you decide, right? It's not like with will, right? With will, you don't decide that before. It's something that you decided before that conversation, right? You say, for example, sorry, I cannot go. I am going to study tomorrow, right? For example, if someone tells you, hey, Karen, let's go to a party tomorrow night. And you say, sorry, I can't. I'm going to study tomorrow night. Perhaps we can go next week. Okay, so predictions based on evidence and plans. I think it is clear because of the way it's written over there. But do you have any questions about these 2 ways to use be going to? Let me know, please, Karen.
No.
No, all right. Let's go to the structure. You know how to use it. You have to conjugate be, right? Don't forget about that one, please. It means that be is going to become am is are. In affirmative, in negative is with not after be going be, as always. And in questions, the same, only inversion. First be and then the subject, right? It's as if you were using the verb to be, the same rules. So with that clarification, let's read this example, please, Karen.
I'm going to see the dentist tomorrow at 3 p.m. Look at the clouds in the sky. It is going to rain.
Good. So if I ask you here, which one of these two examples is a prediction with evidence and which one is a plan for the future?
The first one it's a plan, and the second one is a prediction.
Okay, correct, exactly, right? So you have to show something that you can see or hear to consider that evidence, and you need to be specific if you want to consider that a plan, right? I'm going to study tomorrow night. I'm going to start at 8 p.m. and I'm going to finish at 10 p.m., right? So that's your plan. Or look at the clouds, or look at the charts, look at the statistics. You have evidence that you can see or hear, and then you make your prediction, because this is still a prediction, right? It's going to rain. Perhaps it's not going to rain, something weird happens, but you have evidence, right? You have evidence to believe that it's going to rain. And this is the chart. We're going to analyze this chart, but before analyzing the differences, let's write only two examples, please, Karen. Okay, try to make complex examples, but actually it's up to you. Give me one prediction with evidence. Okay, the evidence has to be clear, and one plan. Okay, a very structured plan for the future. All right, let's do it, please. We're going to have 2 minutes to 3 minutes, but I think you have questions. Let me know, please, Karen.
Teacher, in the first one, it's not okay if I say I will go to see the dentist tomorrow at 2 p.m.
You can say, actually, it's not big deal, like in Spanish, right? If you say, iré a la fiesta mañana, or voy a ir a la fiesta mañana, right? It's okay. Okay, in terms of communication, Karen, it's okay. In terms of grammar also, it's not going to be incorrect, because you remember, if you say, I will go to the party tomorrow at 3 p.m., that can be a promise. Okay, that can be a promise, so it's okay. So it's not going to be incorrect. The only thing that you need to know here is that the best option to talk about plans is be going to. In grammar is the best option. If here you say, for example, Karen, I'll see the dentist tomorrow at 3 p.m., it's not going to be understood as a plan. It's going to be understood as a promise or something that you want to do, all right? But not a plan. It's going to be understandable, it's going to be correct, but the meaning is going to be a little bit different in terms of grammar, all right? But again, if you're speaking, if you're having a conversation, at the end, it doesn't matter if you say I'm going to or I will, because the message is going to be clear, all right? So this is just formality. Practically, this is just formality because it is going to be correct in one way or the other way. All right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. Again, if it's not clear or if you have any more questions, let me know. But here, again, we are not learning closed rules. You have to do this, Karen. If you say with will, it's going to be incorrect. No, in terms of speaking, again, and communication is good. But in terms of grammar, these are the best options. So with that in mind, if you have any more questions, let me know. If not, let's have 2 minutes, maximum 3, to write two examples, one with prediction with evidence, and one for a future plan.
And teacher, in the second one, the first part, the part that show the evidence, it's always be no. Yes, be in the first part.
No, you can show the evidence in the last part with because, as you did before, right? You can say, for example, hey, it is going to rain because it's very cloudy, right? So in that case, I'm giving the evidence at the end. Okay, so it's up to you. You can mention the evidence before, or you can mention the evidence afterwards. But the important thing is that the evidence is there. It doesn't matter where it is located. All right? Good. Let's do it. 2 minutes, we check, and we continue working with the last part.
Okay.
Okay,
Teacher,
so we're,
uh,
yes,
uh,
tell me, Kat.
no, it's okay. It's how can I say protestar?
It's similar to Spanish, to protest. Protest. Uh-huh.
If I say people are o sea, protestando,
Then
protesting.
with ing, protesting. Protest can be two words, Karen, all right? Protest con with the stress at the end, okay, con el pequeño acento al final, that's a verb, okay, to protest. I protest. And protest is going to be the noun, una protesta, all right? So you say protesting is going to be okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's read what you got. All right, we're going to see how it's working.
Okay, I'm going to travel to Mexico in December with my friends.
Very good. The next one, please.
The police going to go to the center because I see in the news, ahí me falta, creo, that a lot of people are protesting.
Protesting. Okay, good. Now I made you read both. Sorry, because as this is short, I prefer that you read both first. So it's good. Here. Remember, if you're not contracting, you don't need the apostrophe, right? I am going to travel to Mexico in December with my friends. Good. I'm going to travel with my friends. Sometimes it's better if you do this. Okay, this is a recommendation. What you did is not wrong. Okay, again, recommendation. Why? With my friends, Mexico, because this is the best order in English, right? What is the best order? To have the subject, the verb, the object, the place, and the time. Okay, if you follow that order, you don't need extra commas, and you don't need to clarify anything. All right, again, subject, verb, object, place, and time. Okay, if you use object, for example, an object can be with your friends. It's not bad if it's at the end, but it's better if you place it after the verb or after the objects. All right, and again, that's optional if you want to be very, very picky, all right, and very perfectionist with your writing in English. Okay, now this one, remember the pronunciation for this one. How do you read this word? That is the E in Spanish.
Police?
The police. Good. Now here, you are missing one verb. If you say the police going to, it's incorrect because remember the formula is be going to.
Yes.
Right? So what is missing here?
Is no.
Okay.
Yes.
What could it be? Tell me. What is the correct here?
The police is going to.
Okay, the formula then is good because remember the formula, right? Subject plus be, it means am, is, are, plus going to, right? So good. But also one thing, and this is not something that you need to know, but I'm telling you now, the police is always going to be plural. Okay, it's weird, but it's always going to be plural. So what is the correct verb be?
Are.
Are. Okay, good. The
So
police.
the police, if I try to say police, it's wrong.
No, you don't say polices. You say only. Look, you can say el policía. You can say the policeman, the policeman. Okay, or policeman. But if you say polices, no. Police is always plural. Okay, and there's no singular form. You always say the police. It doesn't matter if it's one person or two people. Okay, always police. All right, good. So the police are going to go to the center. All right, okay, because I see in the news that a lot of people are protesting, right? A lot of people are protesting. And here, as you said, right, the news. All right, I think it's working good. It's clear for me that one is a plan. It's clear for me that one is a prediction based on evidence because you are using that evidence, right? So I think it's clear. For me, it is clear. I don't know if you have any questions about these ways of using be going to, Karen.
No.
No? All right, good. So now you know, right? You know that you have specific situations in which you can use will and specific situations in which you can use be going to. Again, in terms of speaking, don't be this picky and you don't need to say, okay, yes, so this is a prediction based on evidence. I'm going to say be going to or will, right? No, in speaking, it doesn't matter. All right. But at least for writing and for formal and academic writing, it's interesting and a good idea to follow these rules. All right. Just in that situation. Do you have any questions before going to the next part? We're only going to read a chart and then we're going to practice with some speaking because with this we're finishing unit 2. So what do you say? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, let's go to the chart then. Again, this is the same information, but here you have some examples to make this clear. So let's read this, please,
I read.
Yes, try to see, try to read the will example and then the be going to see the difference.
Okay. A decision at the moment of speaking, or there is no milk. John, really, in that case, I will go and get some. A decision before the moment of speaking, plans. There is no milk. I know I am going to go and get some when this TV program finishes.
Good. Up to that part, sorry, I wanted to do everything, but actually it's better if we analyze part by part. So why? In both cases, Karen, we have there's no milk, right? Julie says there's no milk, there's no milk. But in one, John says, really? In that case, will. And in the other case, he says, I know, I'm going to. So why? Why is John using will in one case and be going to in the other case?
In the case with Will, John doesn't know that they don't have milk, but in the way in the tense would be going to they know, so they not they he knows, he already has a plan.
Great. I think that was a great explanation, observations about anything. You use the words very well. Great, Karen. I agree with you. In the first one, he doesn't know. That's why he makes the decision at the moment of speaking. In the second one, he knows. And even before watching the program, he said, right, after watching the program, I'm going to go buy something, right? And he started with the program. And Julie said that, but he says, I know, right? I'm going to go after this. Good. Perfect. The next one, please. Predictions.
A prediction based on opinion. I think the conservatives will win the next election. A prediction based on something we can see or hear now. The conservatives are going to win the election. They already have most of the votes.
Very good. Again, here, I know that you know, it can be clear. We have practiced this one, but just to practice, why are we using will in the first one with the conservatives? And in the same case, also with the conservatives, we are using be going to.
Okay, the first example doesn't have arguments for, yes, doesn't have arguments. No, real arguments or information. It's only an opinion. And the second one have information and arguments to say that the conservatives are going to win.
Right, good, very good. Again, because of the statistics, right, they know that they already have most of the votes, right? They see that on television, perhaps, so they have information. Very good. Only one detail, and it's only in terms of pronunciation. Remember the U, right? It's going to be more like eu or a, so it means that in argumento or something that supports is going to be argument, okay? An argument.
Okay. Argument. Okay.
Argument. Good. Great. That's it. Now, let's read directly, please, the last two examples, a feature fact and promises, requests, refusals, and offers.
Okay. The sun will rise tomorrow, and I will help you tomorrow if you like.
Great. Now I want to know if it's clear. For example, rise. What is rise? What is the meaning of the sun will rise tomorrow? How can you explain? You can make movements or you can explain with other words. What is to rise with the sun?
When the sun, it's when the sun go, I don't know if go up to the sky is okay.
Yes, you can use. Sorry, can you hear me, Karen?
Yes, no, yes.
Okay, good. Sorry. You can use any expression that works good. Okay, to go up. It's okay. All right. It is very good, right? It goes up. At what time? It happens when? In the mornings, in the afternoon. When does it happen? Very early morning, mid morning, late morning.
I think that has times. How can I say horarios?
Yeah, two possibilities, schedules, but I don't know if we can talk about schedules for that one. You can say it follows some schedules, you can say. All right, it follows some schedules. All right, what are those schedules? For example, what are the ranges?
What?
The range, right? Like rangos. What are the ranges for those schedules? I'm writing that in the chat as well.
Okay. In the morning, in the evening.
But rising is going to happen only in the morning or also in the evening to rise?
In the morning?
In the morning, rise. What is the opposite? Because this is like it happens at dawn, right? I'm going to show you that word, dawn. What do you think is dawn? It's in the chat. All right, dawn. What is the dawn? If I say that the sun rises at dawn.
This happens at evening.
No, in the same example, right? We're still with rise. If I say that the sun rises at dawn, and it's okay what you say, it's morning, okay? Always morning. So what do you think is the meaning of dawn? What could it be?
I don't know.
Okay, it's the period of time for early morning, all right? El amanecer, all right? That's dawn, amanecer. So yes, the sun rises at dawn, right? Very early, sometimes at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m., right? The sun rises, and good, you can say it goes up, right, to the sky. But it's a metaphor, right? Because it never goes up. It's the way we see, right? The way we see it here. But we know that we are going around the sun, right? That's why I told you, you can explain it in that way because that's what we see from here, right? So good. That's a fact because you don't decide that. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, if it's raining, if it's whatever. Here, you're always going to see that the sun is rising, right? That's why we say will. And what is the opposite? How do you say what happens to the sun in the evening or late evening? Sorry, not late evening, late afternoon and early evening. What happens with the sun there?
Down,
One more time, please.
down, down.
No, this down, remember the down, or how do you spell down? Because this dawn that it's in the chat, right? Remember, it's early morning.
DOWN, I think.
Okay, it's down, down, but in this case, it's not going to be the word, but yes, it's an interpretation, right? The sun goes down. But how do you call to that process? Look, I'm going to show you something. For example, if you want to say el amanecer, right? Also, you call that sunrise. That's the sunrise, right? When the sun is rising, right? There's one word for atardecer. How do you say atardecer?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, you're going to see. And it's the word that we saw before, is sunset. Okay, sunset. It means that the sun will set every evening, right? So the sun rises and the sun sets. Okay, that's one. It's going to be the sunrise, el amanecer, and the sunset. All right, el atardecer. Okay, so every day the sun rises and the sun sets. Rises, sets. Okay, also set you can understand like that. When you are setting something, for example, how do you say poner la mesa?
Yeah.
With this example, the word, I told you the word, it's from the sun. What is the verb?
Put, or in this case, set.
Set, always, because put is going to be incorrect. All right, always set. So if you set the table, it means that you are setting things. Okay, that's why it's like a configuration to be ready, all right, or to put something in a specific place, in this case, like set. Or usually set refers to something that goes to its place. Okay, when you set something, it's ready, but it's there in the place it has to be. Okay, so I don't know, that was something extra because it was important in terms of vocabulary, all right? Rising, sunrise, setting, sunset. Do you have any questions about those details? Let me know, please.
No, but when you say sunset, right, sun rising, you tell me 3 words.
Okay, yes, they are in the chat. Okay, so in the chat you have the first is dawn. Dawn is the period of time. Okay, yes. The period of time that it's like amanecer, right? But it's not related to the sun. It's to the period of time. Sunrise is the specific period of time or the specific moment at which the sun rises, right? That's the sunrise. And the sunset is the specific period of time, late afternoon, in which the sun sets. It goes down and it's going to be evening, right? So dawn is a big period of time that comes from, I don't know, everything that is when it's dark, okay? When it's dark up to the time in which it's going to be clear because of the sun, all right? And sunrise only when the sun rises and sunset only when the sun sets. Okay, I don't know if you have questions about that.
No, it's clear now.
Okay, good. So those words are interesting, but also here we understand, right? Why we use will in that case. So if I ask you that one, Karen, the sun will rise tomorrow. Why do we use will there and not be going to?
Because the sun always does this.
Correct. It's not a prediction, right? It always happens. It's not a plan, right? It's not your decision that you say, yes, the sun is going to rise tomorrow because I want, right? Or because I predicted that way. No, it happens always that way, right? And what about the next one? I'll help you tomorrow if you like. Why do we use their will instead of be going to?
In this case, this is promises.
One more time, sorry, my computer is a little bit crazy. So yes, it's like a promise, right? It's like a promise. You don't see that it's a plan, right? It's not clear that it's a plan. It's not as specific as a plan. Also, it says if you like. So it means I'm telling you that I'm going to do something. It's kind of a promise that I'm doing this to you. All right, so yes. And because you don't have a specific details, because it's not understood as a plan, it's going to be considered a promise. So that's it. Look, with this, we're finishing this lesson, Karen. I want to know if you have any questions about the difference between will, be going to, about the vocabulary that we learned, or anything related to this lesson. Let me know, please.
With be going to, we can use just no questions.
Yes, with both of them, with will and be going to, as we can see here, you can use WH questions, but as it is in parentheses, it means it's optional. A yes, no question, sorry, it will be like this, Karen. Are you going to go to the party tomorrow? How can you answer that?
Yes, I'm going. Yes,
Huh?
I'm going to. Or no?
You don't need be going to actually there. In as this question is with be, you only need be in the answer.
Okay.
All right. So how would it be? Are you going to go to the party tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
Correct. And in negative, no, I'm not. Right? So it is possible. You can use affirmative sentences, negative sentences, questions, yes, no questions, and WH questions. And it happens the same with will. Affirmative, negative, yes, no questions, and WH questions. All right? Good. So look, that's it. In this time that we have left, let's practice a little bit. And I actually want you to practice about future, but for questions. Imagine that you want to know about me, okay, about my future plans. Please ask me some questions, specific questions about plans that I can have with be going to, and some questions based on predictions or whatever you want about promises with will. Okay, you decide. Be going to or will. Okay, what questions can you ask me? Anything that comes to your mind.
Will you? No. Will you travel this year?
I think I won't travel this year. What else? Anything that comes to your mind. The idea is that you play with the words, that you feel comfortable asking future questions. Okay, it can be yes, no questions, but it can also be a WH questions, right? And WH questions are going to produce more information.
Okay. When will you want to go if you can travel? I don't know.
If you travel, you can say directly that in present. Okay, if you travel, right?
Okay.
And if it's not an offer, want is a very special verb because usually you use want by itself. You can use want when it's offering, all right? But if it's not offering, it's better if you use directly the verb. Okay, so it's going to be better if you say, where will you go? Okay, instead of want to go, where will you go if you travel? Okay, let's repeat that question, please.
Where will you go if you travel?
Good, great, thank you. So if I travel, I will go to, I'm not sure. Perhaps I'll go to Argentina or Brazil, one of those two. The next one.
Okay.
What could it be?
You no. When-
It's okay. You can take your time. Again, this is important. That's why I'm making you asking those questions, because I know even though it's difficult, even in Spanish, right? We don't know what to ask, but play with the words. Anything that comes to your mind is going to be okay. All right. It doesn't have to be a question, a very interesting question, or something really specific. Anything that comes to your mind that can be with will or be going to in case you're going to ask about something more specific and about something that is a plan or about something that has evidence. All right, anything like that.
What are you going to what are you going to do if you go to Brazil?
Good, a little vibrating, right? Like Brazil. Good, to
Brazil.
Brazil. All right, good, thank you. So if I go to Brazil, I might visit some people that I know there, and I'll enjoy the view and I'll visit some places. All right, that's my prediction. But something for sure that I'm going to do, I'm going to visit the people that I know there. Okay, if I go to Brazil, I'm going to visit those people. Good. What else? One more, two more, actually, two more questions, please, Kat. Okay. And how, before that one, how do you call to the action that you are doing now? How do you say that in English? The action that you just did.
You tell me the last class. No.
It's okay. If it's charge, if it charge means cargar, charger is like cargador, then what are you doing now?
Charge. No.
But it's still happening, right? It's still cargando, right?
I am charging.
Charging, good. You're charging your laptop or your computer, right? And if you want to use the exact words for all the actions that you did, I'm going to send you another word, okay? Plug, and remember charger. Plug is regular. Plug means conectar, enchufar. All right, so you can say, sorry, I'm going to plug the charger for my laptop, or I'm plugging the charger, right? So that you can charge your laptop, your computer, your cell phone, whatever. All right, plug and charger. So if I ask you, what did you do a few seconds ago, Karen? And remember that plug is regular, right? So you only need ed to make it past.
Okay. I plugged my charger.
Very good. Exactly. I plugged my charger, or I plugged the charger, right, for my laptop, or I was plugging the charger, right, for my laptop. Good. That's it. Okay. That's something extra. If you have questions about that one, let me know. But before, please, again, two more questions. Only two more questions in future. What else can you ask?
Okay. What what are the no. Mm, eh, w- what are you going to do when you decide to stop uh no to stop how can I say that?
Give
I just give classes.
good. And in that one, you're going to learn also that one. With the stop, you can use infinitive or gerund. Okay, stop to give or stop giving. There's a difference, all right? But here you need to use giving if
Okay.
you want to say the stop making doing an activity. All right. So, okay, good. One more time, it will be right. What are you going to do when you stop giving? When you decide to stop giving classes, right? Let's repeat everything one more time, please.
What are you going to when you decide? No. Yes,
It's okay when you decide.
to stop giving English classes.
Okay, very good. Good. So I have a question to be sure how to answer that one, all right? Do you mean anytime in my life? Do you mean in a long future when I decide not to work again as an English teacher? You mean anytime in my life, right? In which I decide to stop giving classes, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's going to be hard. You look, I imagine myself not only giving these classes. I teach many things, not only English, all right? But in case I decide to stop teaching English, I'm a musician. I would like to give more time to doing music. I'm also a psychologist, so I would spend that time perhaps in working as a psychologist. So I will use this extra time that I have for teaching English for doing those things in case I decide to stop, all right, teaching or giving classes. Good. One more, only one more, please.
Okay. What do you think? No. Okay. What do you think if Evo Morales will be president again?
Right? Good. In that case, you can ask if it's going to be future, because in the second part it's not going to be correct to use future. It's better if you say, how will you feel? Okay, how will you feel? Perhaps how will you feel if Evo Morales wins? And there you need present. Okay, in the next part you always need present with if. If Evo Morales wins the election. Okay, so one more time, please, the question.
How will you feel? In this case, I use even.
How will you feel
If Evo Morales wins the presidency.
you can say the elections or the presidential elections.
Okay, elections.
All right, good. I will feel confused, I think, disappointed, because I think there are many things that have not been like solved and stated yet, many problems that were there. So I don't think it's going to be fair. All right, I will feel confused, disappointed, a little bit sad, because I would think that the country is not working good. All right, that one. I would say that one. Good. So that's it. I don't know if you have questions. That was just a practice to use will and be going to for future. And I also showed you some extra vocabulary, but as you know, that's always extra. But I don't know if you have questions about everything that we covered today and we practiced today, guys.
No.
No? All right, good. So let's finish here, please. You know, we have now the weekend. As always, I'm going to ask you to answer to the survey, but today we have two questions, all right? Actually, two different surveys. The first one is going to be the usual one, okay? So first, complete this one, please.
Okay.
Tell me when you finish, and I'm going to send you one more that is the satisfaction survey. And this second survey is going to be for how you feel up to this point in the course, okay? Not only today, but how you feel in the first 2 weeks.
Okay. I finished the first one.
All right, thank you very much. And this is the next one, only two questions, kind of the same, but again, not only for today, this is for the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. That's it for now. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you can work with Pearson. If you have questions, just let me know. All right, have a good night, a good weekend, and see you Monday.
You too. See you. Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.